Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and for any new subscribers, welcome to the Money Making Squad. My name is Simone, aka the Money Maker. On my channel, we'll focus on finances, money management, and budgeting using the cash envelope stuffing method. So if that is something that you're interested in learning about and starting your financial journey, then please hit that like button. Comment down below, subscribe because it's free 99, and turn on your post notifications so you can know when I post a new video. So in today's video, I'll be showing you guys how I track my expenses since my last pay that I received about 2 weeks ago, which would have been my last paycheck in December of 2021. So let me set up my desk real quick and I'll be right back. So here I have my fixed and variable expense trackers, which both are available on my Etsy shop. That will be linked down below if you want to track your expenses and support my channel. I greatly appreciate it in advance. But both of these tracker tools are helpful in knowing where your money is going to and how you're spending your money, especially with the variable expenses, since these expenses can fluctuate day to day, week to week, or even month to month. And those can easily rack up over time. And you want to make sure that you stay on top of those expenses, especially if you're on a tight budget, to not overspend and allocate the rest of your money to other necessities and or investments. So if you guys missed my last video, which I will link in the iCards above, I explained the difference between fixed and variable expenses. So check that video out to learn more about that. So now that the preliminary information is out of the way, let's get into these trackers. By the way, this expense tracking video won't count towards my 2022 expenses since this is from December 2021. But I wanted to show you guys what my expense tracking system will look like going forward for this year. So by the end of the year, we can total up how much I spent on my expenses as a whole. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is the fixed expenses, since these bills and expenses don't change as much. So let's go through my budget binder and categorize all my fixed expenses over the past 2 weeks, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is the fixed expenses, since these bills and expenses don't change as much. So let me go through my budget binder, categorize all my fixed expenses over the past 2 weeks, and I'll be right back. Okay, so after writing down all my fixed bills that I've allocated last pay, let me tally up all the amounts and I'll be right back. Okay, and just as a reminder, these ones with the stars are the ending balances of each of my categories. So after totaling up all my fixed expenses from the past 2 weeks, I have managed to spend $415, which is pretty standard since my fixed expenses don't change much week to week. Sometimes the fixed expenses can vary by a few dollars, but it should mostly be the same every time you get paid. So here I have my variable expense tracker. So I'm going to write down all my variable expenses over the past 2 weeks, and I'll be right back. So with my variable expenses, these figures could change every 2 weeks depending on what my needs and my wants are and how much I'm spending for those. So let's go through each one of these variable expenses that I have. So first is going to be my groceries. So I have these budget sheets here just for my reference, so that way I can remember how much I spent throughout my past 2 weeks. So for groceries, I deposited $100, and that gave me a balance of $142. And this is for $12.29. And then on January the 2nd, I withdrew $61, and that left me with a balance of $81. Then I withdrew again on the 5th, and I took out $29. That left me with a balance of $52. And then I withdrew one more time on the 10th, and I took out $17, and that gave me $35 as a balance. And I'm just going to put a star next to my ending balance for my groceries. So moving on are my toiletries. I deposited on 12/29. I deposited $50 into my cash envelope, and that left me with a balance of $50 since I didn't have anything in there to start with. Then I withdrew on the 2nd of January, and I took out $17, and that gave me a balance of $33. Then I withdrew again on the 5th. I took out $10, and that gave me a balance of $23. And then I withdrew one more time, $18, and that gave me a balance of $5. So moving on is, I don't have anything for clothing in here because I didn't take out anything. So we're just gonna skip the clothing and we're gonna go to my gas. I deposited $60. My balance was $120 since I already had $60 in there, and I withdrew on the 10th and I took out $60. I have a ending balance of $60. And last but not least, on my variable expenses is my spending. So I deposited on the 29th $100, and that gave me a new balance of $159, and I already had $59 in there. And I withdrew on the 31st for food. That was a minus $13, and that gave me a balance of $146. And then lastly, I withdrew again for miscellaneous, $2, and that gave me a ending balance of $144. And I'm going to write my beginning balances over here just so you guys can see where I'm getting the math from. So let me do that and I'll be right back. So let me calculate everything that I have spent from my last 2 weeks, and I'll be right back. So after totaling up all my variable expenses from the past 2 weeks, I spent about $227, which, you guys, is a lot less than what I'm used to spending every 2 weeks on my variable expenses. So guys, that's it for this video. I just wanted to share how I track my expenses between my last pay and my next pay. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and drop me a comment down below. Please like and share this video with friends and family if you or anyone else that you know wants to join this financial journey with me. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.